if I were to niche down, it doesn't allow me to like run massive events to multiple types of business owners. I like quantity. I'm just like, you give me more leads. Like, why the hell would I just want one good lead for every 10 when I could just get 10 and have a good sales process and convert 3 or 4? Like, if you're good, you don't have to niche down.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the pod. In this episode, I have an awesome friend of mine on the pod, and we're going to be covering a lot of stuff with marketing, but also just having a natural conversation. We've seen a lot of products. We've seen a lot of projects. We've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs that you probably watch online today. We've been the behind the scenes of marketing, and he's got his own marketing company. He's doing phenomenally well, and he's got a lot of cool events going on. So definitely tap into what he's got going on. We'll link us stuff in the description below. But with that, my man, Jason, what's up, brother? Good to have you on.
Yeah, bro. Of course, bro. I'm excited about this.
Yeah,
dude. Back in Miami, too.
Yeah, seriously, man. You've been traveling around a bunch. I know when I was doing that for a while, it kind of wore on the body a little bit, but you just had one of the coolest freaking trips on this insane Ritz-Carlton yacht, drinking orange juice, getting pancakes in bed, getting to choose what side you want the pancake on your lap, like just like the most insane shit. But what happened? What made you go on that trip, and how was it, bro?
I think I just needed a break.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've been grinding for years and I never really took a vacation. Like, I thought that 4-day vacations were like this thing where you could just go away for the weekend and come back on Monday and then you'd be okay. But like, it doesn't last. Yeah. And then you come back, it doesn't feel like anything was like recovered. And I was like, all right, let me go away for like 10 to 14 days and actually get some time to myself to think. And I think that was the reason why I did it. I was like, hey, if I go on a vacation with my friends or my team, I'm going to get too distracted, start talking about work and stuff. Like, I just want to get away. And that's kind of why I did it. I just needed a break. And I was on the waiting list for a while because they were booked out for a whole year. They just came out with those yachts. And I was like, all right, I'll go on the waiting list. And then they, like, removed me from it. And they gave me an option. And I was like, all right, like, fine, I'll do it.
They removed you. Is that, like, part of their sales tactic?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you just actually got kicked off the list? You need to buy it now? Is that, like, their deal?
Well, like, dude, they put you on the waiting list. And they send you an email every week, like, what spot or queue you're in. It's actually pretty smart.
Okay.
And, like, you're kind of waiting for you to, like, go to 0-0. It's a good like marketing angle.
Yeah, I was gonna say that creates some real scarcity, even if it's artificial or not. Like,
hell yeah,
that's actually pretty cool.
So then, like,
what is your favorite part about the trip?
I think it was the silence.
Yeah,
the demographic of the boat was better because they were older people. Like, obviously they had money, so like they're not like needy people at restaurants or like, you know, like Norwegian Cruise Line and like Carnival. Like, bro, those people, like, they spend $700 for the week. They're not good quality people.
Did you get to catch up on like your bingo and stuff?
Yeah. Dude, I was getting marriage advice for a bunch of older couples.
Oh, okay.
And like, it was cool, dude. I met some dope people, like people who were doing like $100 million. I met some guy who ran like a $4 million hedge fund. Like, it was pretty sick, dude. I was like, dude, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I don't know. It was just a good break, dude. Like, in the Ritz-Carlton environment, everybody knows who you are. Like, they study you before you get on the boat.
Really?
Oh, dude, yeah. There's only 150 unique passengers on the boat, and there's 200 crew. So, like, you fill out this whole questionnaire, and they ask you what your favorite beer is, what you like in the morning. Bro, I get on the boat, I'm walking down the hallway, and the girl's like, McLaren boy. I'm like, what is going on? Dude, like, they know you. And, like, they have to study you. They ask you this whole, like, type form of questions. Like, what's your favorite beer? What's your Instagram? What's your YouTube? What's your Facebook? All this stuff, dude. And I guess they require the people who are making your bed and stuff to study you.
Huh.
Dude, it's wild.
Really weird. Did you like put what you wanted to be called? Like, was that what you said in your nickname little type?
No, dude, they just must have just found me off the Instagram link or whatever. And then also they knew what beer I wanted. Huh. They're like, oh, like your Stella's in the fridge. And I'm like, whoa, this is wild, dude.
That's
like,
pretty cool.
They study you.
That's awesome, man. And so you went from was it Miami that you took off? Or
I flew from Tampa to Miami to Barbados.
Oh, nice.
Barbados was sketchy, bro.
Really?
Real fucking sketchy. They were like, yo, don't leave the hotel. Like, you know, you want to be careful in this area. And I was like, you know what? I'm a daredevil. I'm going to try it. So I walk out and I go to this like little nice nightclub. Bro, there were guys at the door with like machetes. And I was like, yo, I'm getting the fuck out of here, dude. It was really sketchy. It scared the hell out of me.
That's the tip for you guys that are bouncers here in Miami. Just hang outside with a machete. It'll make your job easier. Trust. But that's awesome, dude. So yeah, I think not only paying to be in the right room is a really important lesson out of that, but also, dude, sometimes when you're just grinding for so long, especially digitally, like, you got to get out into a different part of the world because we live in these laptops so much sometimes. And dude, there's like this whole vortex of energy that we make up in these laptops and in our own bank accounts with these ads and all that stuff. It's like really, really weird. So like recharging and getting out of the environment, getting into something new is awesome. And I love that for you, dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It's awesome. So when it came, before you started to do all the traveling on the Ritz-Carlton, getting called McLaren boy by your little maid or whatever, how did you actually get started into ads? I actually don't know this story because you've been running ads for a long time and it's been a whole thing.
So I first got into it when I was in college. I actually went to culinary school. And that was my first year of college. So I was in culinary school and I realized that I hate cooking. I only did it because I worked at a cafe when I was younger. That was my job. $5 an hour, cash under the table. You work at a cafe and flip eggs. That's what I did. And my boss was like, dude, you don't know how to do anything else. You know how to do this. So like, might as well go to school. And I hated it. And then one day it was really like snowy outside. It was upstate New York. And I was shoveling the snow away from my car to like get out and go to class. And I found Pokemon cards in my trunk. And I like took these cards and I like skipped class and I went upstairs and I started like flipping this shit on eBay. And I started making a little bit of money, nothing crazy, like $600 a month, nothing wild. And I started to learn all that stuff. And then I was like, dude, I hate school. Like, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. So then I go back home, live with my parents, still flipping the cards. And I went to business school. And then that's when I started like doing a couple of jobs. I worked at a financial firm. I like rebuilt their website and shit. I started learning little things. And then I saw Ty Lopez's ad for the SMMA.
Yeah.
I took some things from it, but like I didn't do the full-fledged course. And then I started doing like local business, social media management, just posting for them. I would just take pictures on my iPhone of barbershops and like these like Italian restaurants, Dominican restaurants, shit like that. And then I was making like $3,000 a month, saved some money. And then I was done with college. And then I moved out and I went to live in Orlando. And I was living in a college house, and that's
when it was like 10 people in a room or whatever.
Dude, it was nuts. There was like 8 people in like 4 bedrooms. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was living on the floor. I had no bed frame. Like, I didn't have that much money saved, so I just moved. And then I was paying rent. I was figuring out what the hell I was doing with my agency because, like, I wasn't calling an agency at the time because it was like just freelancing work.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I didn't really think about that stuff. And then while that was happening, me and my best friend Troy, who does email marketing, we found this client. It was a clothing brand called Hustle Island. And that became my first mentor. It was Greg Barry. No one really knows who he is. He's very like under the radar. But we built this clothing brand to like 11,000 paying customers in 11 months. And then he sold it and he's like, all right, you guys got to go on your own and figure out your own shit. So I lost a little bit of my income from that because like I was making money with that. And that's what forced me to kind of like think about like what kind of real business I want to run, not just be this freelancer dude who just runs ads. And that's where I learned a lot about ads, was running those ads for a free plus shipping offer. And that's all we were doing, free plus shipping. And then like all the upsells were hoodies, stickers, a fucking Facebook group. Like that's what it was. But dude, back then, 5 years ago, free plus shipping offers, we were getting $5, $6 a purchase.
Dude, that was like one of my first offers too. It was like $9 for, it was like $13 leggings. I was charging like $13 for shipping. Ridiculous, bro. Like, I was trying to make money on the front end without actually like, losing money. Kind of did it a little bit differently, but yeah, it was insane, dude. Free $5, $7 purchases.
Yeah, and like Facebook was like dope back then. It allowed me to learn, and we were spending like maybe like $2,000 a day. I thought that was a crazy money block. I was like, damn, this is fucking sketchy. And I had to get past those things and like from my childhood, and I was like, all right, like, it's time to make more money and like figure out what I want to do. And then, yeah, dude, I learned a lot from working with Greg, and then I took it and I started doing it for other businesses, and then I started making content, and then I just did that for the last 5.5 years.
That's awesome, man. That's a similar journey, I think, for that era as well, because I went through the Ty Lopez course, did local restaurants, fucking hated it. Because, dude, $250 per month contracts for like ads, and they didn't even have a budget. It was like $100 budget. I'm like, bro, I can get like 3 people. Like,
spending $3 a day, you're like hitting the boost post button. You're just like hoping for the fucking best.
Yeah, dude, you're like doing like the auto bidding or whatever because you didn't know how it actually worked. It was like just the Facebook recommendations. Same thing with Google, just like smart campaign, whatever that means, right? Especially back then. So, but yeah, I think a lot of people kind of came up during that era. It's always kind of cool and kind of refreshing to be like, oh, that's like my graduating class. Like we came up the same way with the same stuff. And so now you do it for basically entrepreneurs. You also do it for a lot of local service still, or no?
We only do high ticket local service. So it'd be like roofing or solar, like cabinet coating, home renovation, stuff that like that if they get one customer, they just keep paying us.
It makes money. It's not $4
Yeah.
in margin. It's like $4,000, $10,000, maybe $50,000.
It's just easier for retention reasons too. And then also e-com stores. I do a lot of low ticket stuff now. So yeah, I mean, it's just like pretty various. I never niched down. Maybe shame on me, but like I just was good at other niches, and I was like, why would I turn down a customer who I can help? Mm-hmm. Like, I know it's good for systems and streamlining, but then I was like, all right, like, what if I just take more time and build systems for all the niches?
Yeah.
And we did a lot of that with like, you know, GHL on the lead forms to a retargeting funnel to a call video. Like, we just systemized it, and it allowed it to work.
Yeah, we were talking about it offline. I am such a, like, I hate Go high level so much. Like, it is so bad, and like it's just not my thing. But if you can make it work, it's a cool system. Like, I get the concept, but man, I think what's really important about that though is just like niching down, not necessarily on an industry, but just on a process. Like, you're doing that with low ticket. I've done that for high ticket my whole life. High ticket and ecom. You've done it for probably maybe 2 or 3 other niches as well. I think that's the value add by niche, not all roofing, not all solar.
Yeah, like some people will tell me to do that. They're like, oh, just work with people who only do low ticket. I'm like, bro, what about the entire other market that I could still charge the same amount for and be able to provide results for? And also, like, if I were to niche down, it doesn't allow me to like run massive events to multiple types of business owners. And like, I like quantity. I'm just like, you give me more leads. Like, why the hell would I just want one good lead for every 10 when I could just get 10 and have a good sales process and convert 3 or 4? Like, I don't know. I just never believed in that. Just give me quantity. I want a fat email list. Like, like, I don't know. I just, like, if you're good, you can, like, you don't have to niche down. Like, I don't know. I just never did it.
Yeah, but and I think that's what makes the bad marketers different from like the great marketers, because when you get that variability in the different businesses that you get to see, you also get to see the problems that they all have, and you can kind of sell either consulting or just higher end stuff to them that solves that need. And so when I was working at the agency with Grant, it was the same thing. We had a bunch of different clients that I left him or left that agency rather, started my own, and I had like 200 something clients, and I was just like, this is kind of a lot. Like, I don't want to do that. I just want to keep it boutique. So that's kind of where I ended up. But I think if you can make those systems, it makes sense. It's smart. But then also you made a good point of when you have like a one offer, if you will, like if you bring on another revenue stream to the business owner that has maybe these other things, but not that one thing, for example, low ticket in your case, dude, you can make an amazing relationship. You can make amazing connections. You can actually provide value to them because they can't figure that thing out. And I think that's where the agency space is now going, like creating new revenue streams, not just taking a retainer and getting
like,
churned over.
Yeah, and like only running ads too. Like a lot of them need more strategy with their salespeople, or they need setters, and they need like systems too, and they need email marketing, they need all these things, and they don't want to wear all the hats. I think most agencies honestly fail because they just only run ads. And they use boring ass creatives, and they don't bring anything new to the table, and they don't like try to provide the client with a good service. They're just like, hey, all right, you're a roofing client. All right, cool. We have creatives that already work. Like, it's boring. It's not this thing where you could actually like constitute. The other thing too is like your team. If they feel bored, then they honestly aren't motivated. Yeah. So it's like, I like to bring in multiple clients because I'm like, hey, like guys, like if we make this work, like this client has a huge network, we can get more clients on that thing, and also you'll get paid incentive, and like it's more about the culture and the environment too for them. Because if I just gave them only coaches, they'd be bored. Because I'm like, okay, like we'll run a book a call funnel, but also we know how to run low ticket. Let's drop a low ticket funnel there too.
Dude, something that my experience from working with a lot of entrepreneurs and coaches, dude, some of them are like the biggest freaking divas, man. Like, and I think I'm also a little bit of a diva to my team. Like, it's a point at me more than a point at the clients, because I want, want things done a particular way. Yeah. But like, to your point, like if the high ticket funnel or whatever, you're always dependent on someone else's cash flows and sales process without fixing that, your agency is going to go to the ground, dude, because there's a leaky bucket that you're unwilling to solve due to ego or whatever. And sure, blame it on the client, but you got to blame it on yourself to either make a solution or just find a new client that will grow with you. Yeah.
And it's like, we wanted to build a better system too for people to come in and like know that there was the right support, that we weren't just because the only problem with running the company that I run is that everybody thinks it's an agency, regardless of how I really feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we do the cool stuff on onboarding and like all those cool tricks, but like at the same time, they're still pre-framed and thinking that we're an ad agency. And that's the only difficult part. Because like we do way more than the average agency does. Like a lot of cool shit. And it's like we provide a lot of value, but they still go into this pre-frame where it's like, oh, like they're another ad agency. I'm like, bro, really not. But like
that was 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
It could be.
It's like shit, man.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
So what's got you more excited nowadays? Obviously, the business stuff is cool. Agency stuff is cool. What's got you excited outside? What did you maybe think of when you were out in the freaking ocean in not St. Bart's, where was it? St. Capusha? Where were you?
St. Capusha, St. Lucia.
St. Lucia, whatever, same shit. Is there any ideas that or things that got you sparked up outside of playing basketball and stuff like that? Stuff you like to do outside?
I mean, the thing that I'm excited about is just traveling more.
Yeah. Where do you
Like, I feel like I deserve to, like, see the fucking world. Like, I've never been to the Vatican. I want to see the Vatican, and I'm going in the next couple of months. At the end of March, I'm going to see the Vatican. So, like, I'm excited.
That's
like,
cool.
I've never seen that shit before. And while I was a kid, I saw the movie with Tom Hanks, Angels and Demons. And, they have a whole scene in that. And I was like, yo, I want to go to the Vatican. That looks sick. And, like, all the undisclosed documents on the basement. Where, like, dude, those are, like, legit pieces of paper from the Bible and, like, all those times.
Like Book of Enoch and those things.
Dude, yeah, they're all, like, air-kept documents that don't age.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you get to do a tour of it. It's, like, cool. I was like, I never did that. I want to do the La Camina, which is a walk through Spain. Some people don't...
La Camina is the road. It's just road in Spain.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, it also means to walk, but, like, it's a line that basically you walk, it's like 30 days. It's a whole ass walk. And when you get to the end, there's this big rock, and you get to, like, write down, like, one thing that you want out of life. And, like, I guess scripture says that it comes true.
Must be a big rock.
It's a big ass rock. Yeah, dude. It's like a whole cliff. And there's like...
If everyone's writing, like, a sentence or two sentences, it must be a big rock.
And, like, water, like, it's like a cliff. And you just go to it. It's like a very spiritual thing. But dude, I'm just like trying to take the time to like do shit that I never did.
Nice.
I don't know, like looking at Stripe all day doesn't solve my fucking problems.
Yeah.
Like
maybe you should write it on the rock.
Yeah. Actually, don't get banned by Stripe.
Yeah. It's on a cliff. That's cool. I was thinking like if someone went with the wrong intentions and just like.
Oh shit! Yeah. I never thought of that.
Yeah, I have fucked up humor sometimes. Like,
yeah, dude, it's great. So do I. Like,
yeah,
fuck.
That's why we jive so well, man. We were cracking up behind scenes, man, and it was fucking awesome. I love Jason. But that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Europe this year. My buddy's getting married out in France, and so I'm gonna do.
That's great. That's awesome.
A whole thing for him, and well, it's for them, but I'm gonna be there and then gonna jet out, do my own thing. Plan on going like to Croatia. Or something like that.
Oh, dude, you're going to love that.
You been?
Croatia, no.
Oh.
My sister went.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she said it was great.
She partying out there, or what'd she do?
No, she's not really a partier. Yeah.
Okay, Croatia's known for partying.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go to Mykonos and Santorini, Greece.
Yeah.
That's the shit I want to do.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Dude. Like, bro, I've seen some women there. I'm like, it's a bad idea for me.
All right, well, Wojo coming in hot to Mykonos. Be prepared, all right, ladies? Single, he's got you, all right?
Oh, God.
He's got, he'll shoot you a couple messages and he'll make it work. So, anyways, Europe would be cool. You ever plan on like going to China and Asia and like that side since you're going to be over there?
I'm actually a little scared to go there because I don't know how to fucking speak Chinese. Like, that's my worry. I'm only going to countries where there's English.
Well, they know how to speak English in China.
Do they fucking really?
Yeah, dude.
All the signs and shit are in like Japanese and shit.
You may not be able to read it, but they know how to speak English.
I mean, where the fuck? I don't know where I'm going.
There's something called the fucking phone. Like you can Google Maps it.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could pull that out of your ass. Yeah, I mean, but dude, I'm just like, I would be going alone. That's the other. So the other side of his question.
Yeah.
The other side of his question is like, I'm trying to figure out like my relationship status. Like, you're starting to see, like, girl, that's cool. I haven't fucking figured that out. Like, dude, I was kind of dating this chick for like 3-4 weeks, which is not a lot of time. It's not really classifying dating. It's kind of like this talking, you know.
I said hi to her.
Yeah, like, yeah. Did other things to her. But, you know, for like 3 to 4 weeks, you know, for 3 to 4 weeks, dude, like, she then told me she had a kid. And I was like...
Yeah, that can't be yours. That was 3 weeks, so...
Yeah, and I was like, you know, well, no. This is going to be such a banter-based podcast. This is so interesting.
Yeah.
But, like, she had a kid, and I was like, dude, can I do that? I could commit to my business. But I just can't commit to that little fucker, dude. I just can't do it right now. Like, I just can't do it. I don't think I'm emotionally ready for that.
The kid thing is definitely a different level of commitment, but also of maturity. And it's not even that, was it a guy or a girl kid? Boy or girl?
A boy.
Young stud. All right, shout out, young stud.
Yeah.
But no, it's a different... All right.
This whole thing's gonna go viral, dude. Someone's gonna say some shit here that's gonna go viral. I'm probably gonna fucking say some bullshit.
Yeah, but young, but like if you have a kid around, like it does change the dynamic that you have to lead.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter about the woman per se or the girl per se that had the kid. Like it changes the dynamic for sure, and even just what's required. It's not necessarily like the male female relationship changes, but there's a stat. As soon as you have kids, obviously the entire outside world changes as well. Like there's this period of time where you and that woman have to be super solid because the time allocation isn't really towards the business. Like, and at least for me, like I want to be around with my kid. I want to like say what's up, play with his toes and shit like that. I want to have fun with the kid when he's a little baby because it goes by so quick. So, it's a different stage, man. But do you want a family like one day? Do you want kids? You want?
Yeah, I would want a kid, but it's gotta be a boy. If I get a girl, I'm going to be so pissed.
Why?
Because I just know how guys are once they hit 18, and I just can't. Like, letting my daughter go out on dates and just know that guy is just trying to get something out of it. I just couldn't be able to deal with it. But if it was a boy, I'd be like, yo, like, fucking knuckle. Like, go get it done.
You got to take your lessons from the freaking Barbados or whatever. Use a machete. Same as before. But I think... It's also like a cool dynamic because I couldn't imagine being an only child. I was a single child because all my other siblings are like way older, 10, 15, 20 years older, like older.
Damn.
So I was like a single child, not an only child, but I grew up kind of alone. It's kind of weird. So I want like a big family because, they can fight each other and like actually have fun and create some cool childhood memories.
True. Yeah, like good family vacations too, shit like that.
Yeah, it keeps it interesting, man. Like I flew my brother out here to Miami. He's never been to Florida, never been to this side. He's always been on the West Coast. And the personalities come out when young kids aren't in their like same environment. It's like when we went to the beach, one of them's like a girly girl and like doesn't like going in the water. The other one's like a freaking menace and she like just runs into the water. And she's like, yeah. Like she's awesome. They're both really cool, but it's awesome to see the personalities develop, and that's what I think I'm excited about. I can wait. I don't want kids right now, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Because it also comes back to like the type of business model that you want too. At a certain stage, like we've been doing ads for, God, fucking 7-8 years now of different marketing, ads, funnels, go high level. Like it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It obviously does. It makes a lot of impact for people, but like I think sometimes agency owners forget that hey, it's their life too. Like, it's not just the client's lives that you're trying to make better. You got to make your life better, too.
Yeah.
Through it all.
And you get so consumed in it, too, because it's such a good business model to get off the ground with. And then you realize, like, oh, shit. Like, you accumulate a certain amount of money. Like, what do I do with it? Yeah. And that's where I got lost, dude. I was so busy buying dumb shit and just, like, buying cars and crap. And I was just like, oh, like, this is fun. And then I was like, oh, shit, dude. I haven't even seen the world. I haven't even had love yet. Yeah. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my issue. So, it's something that I obviously have to revise and fix and, like, kind of look at it from a bird's eye view of, like, what I want. But, yeah, they do. Like, I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
And that word's so, like, broad and just overused. Like, what is happiness? And it's, like, I feel like that just, like, clicks for people at some moment where they just, like, get to this point where it's, like, oh, like, I actually understand it now and I just haven't hit that point. I feel like I've just been running on this, like, hamster wheel, just, like, running the business and, like, trying to find the next winning offer and like trying to speak at an event, trying to host events, trying to do podcasts, trying to do this. And I'm just like, oh shit, like where do I fall?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and like, yeah.
Something I talk to marketers about all the time. So like just people in our group, you probably know a lot of the guys I've talked to about it. It's like, there's the rat race of hunting and killing. That's us as men. Like that's what we do all the time. And marketing, you get that feedback so fast and it is so dynamic. I mean, we were talking about behind the scenes ad account fatigues and blah, blah, blah. Like just, the shit that happens with Facebook or any other platform. That's always going to be there, man. And I remember for myself in 2022, it was New Year's Eve, right? When everyone's supposed to be celebrating and all that stuff. Fucking Zuck bans my business manager, shuts down all the ad accounts and everything that we had. And we were actually, at that time, we had all the ad accounts and our business manager for all of our clients. And I was just like, this is not the way to spend New Year's Eve, man. Like, I should be hanging out with friends, family, whatever. Like, I get grind, but New Year's Eve at like 9 o'clock, like, it wasn't a fun experience. So you take that hunting skill set to go for things that serve you. And then the cash side of it, like the investment side, that's why I love Bitcoin so much, is like that preserves the energy that you just did all this fucking rat race for to go make bigger investments and then go do whatever you want. So like I have that conversation all the time with marketers because there's a bigger game to be played than just marketing and sales.
Yeah.
There's the new algorithm, the new ticker talker, the fucking whatever. Like there's always a new thing. And yeah, that's actually what I call it. I call it ticker talker. My team thinks I'm a grandpa. But there's just always the new thing, but your messaging through this and through everything else will always be around. And so how does that serve you? And so when you go explore, not Croatia, or maybe Croatia, but the Vatican, maybe you have something to think about when you're out there.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I think that's like a big portion that a lot of internet marketers miss because there's always like that ego thing of like building personal brand. Like I'm this ad guy. I'm in the identity of ad guy. It's like self-serving. Dies at some point. So that's awesome that you're at that stage now because it's better to travel with money than without.
True.
You know, better to have some nice wine instead of fucking Four Loko.
Yeah.
You know, so
that was the thing too. Like when I was a kid, we didn't have money.
Same.
So I thought that solving my problems was derived and never have to look at the price tag of some things.
Mm-hmm.
Like going out to eat and just not giving a fuck. Or like going out to a bar and not caring about the tab or getting a like bottle service and doing stuff that's fun. Like picking an Airbnb and not caring about it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I always wanted. I never like I always saw my dad sit there and be like, "Oh, like the phone bill this month was $84. What the fuck are you guys doing on the phone?" And I'm like, "Wow, dude, like that's crazy." Like
for my mom, it was the light switch. Every time it turns on, it's 25 cents.
Dude,
Mom, and I was like hit it like 7 times just to piss her off. Like, how about that? $1 here. Here's $1. Like I would just fuck with her. And in some of those instances as a kid, I was a jokester, but yeah, man, like that scarcity mindset, I think like if you come from that, like, you know, we did, that is the first enemy.
Yeah.
And then the enemy changes because you already conquered that and you're looking for the next battle, but you're using the same like emotion to find an enemy to attack and then just fucking zero in on it.
Yeah.
Like that's the fun part about, and I've kind of gone through that revelation the past like year to 2 years. A part of why I've got the space, for guys, for those that are watching, I'm here in a condo. It's like 2-story. It's pretty sweet, pretty wide and open. But that was also a reminder to me, like, to create space for the life that I wanted. Wanted the relationship. Wanted to start looking at, hey, what would a family look like and all that kind of stuff. So I think also, to an extent, you have to also pay for the reminders of what you want your life to look like, not just, hey, I can go use it to go make more money. Because then it's not for anything.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I started getting a couple of, like, tickets for events and stuff to kind of, like, familiarize myself with, like, what I want to do with the event business and, like, yeah, like, paying for reminders of what I want. Like, I like the event shit more than running the agency.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
I think that's way more fun than anything.
So you're doing events. You're doing basically a roadshow tour like a rock star. Freaking, how many locations did you do last year?
Did 9. And we start February 10th this year, and we end the end of June. One event a week. So
oh my God, that's like, 20 events? Jeez, dude. And is that all like in a line, or are you like flying everywhere because you're traveling all the time?
It's Tampa, Miami.
Don't go through all 20. We're going to be here forever if you listen.
Yeah. Well, no. So I go around Florida, then over to Texas, then to New York, then back. So it's a triangle.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. I'm not doing like fucking California and stuff. I'll be honest, dude. We tried California, and it's like the worst people, dude. because of the
Where'd you go?
because the government and shit over there. Everyone's so
yeah.
scared over in California. So you
Yeah.
try to sell shit in California, I'm just like, bro, everyone's just like got a money block or some shit over there. Everyone's like scared. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
over there.
so I'm from California. I moved during COVID to Texas because that shit was just going to get
Yeah.
crazy. And the amount of the fear mongering around that area, and even in New York a little bit as well.
Yeah, dude.
Because they're densely populated areas, like it was, I think, felt there more than it was in Texas, where you have everything spread out. And people are like, if COVID's not going to be on my ranch, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it's so spaced out. And even the houses, there's space. So it's like the whole 6 feet apart thing. That's a California and New York thing because they're so fucking close to each other.
Yeah.
There's houses in the South and Florida and all that stuff that are spread apart. It's like, yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
So, anyways, but that's interesting that was your experience. Did you go to like Newport and like
Newport
the
wasn't bad.
red areas? Or
Newport wasn't bad. San Diego, I love. I love San Diego. I think that's
Yeah.
one of the greatest cities in California. I've been to LA. Ugh.
it's gross.
Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, I would never go there again. But people like it because Rodeo Drive and Beverly Hills.
Even that place is like just weird, man. It's really, really weird. I remember when I was a kid, I had a relationship at the time, and she wanted to go down there to go get plastic surgery, and I felt so weird. It was like 18 years old. I was like,
What a fucking day trip that is.
yeah, I was like, what the hell is going on? And yeah, just being in that environment. That was probably like the first, or one of the first, I would say, exposures to that whole cosmetic plastic thing. Like, I was like, people do this? Like, what the hell? Like, this is weird. But as I've gotten older, LA is a huge beauty standard place, and kind of learned all that. So it has a lot of like this fakeness and a lot of this like just shallow weirdness. And it's all nightlife and all that. And Miami is similar. However, I will say it has more life. I think what Miami is now is what LA was maybe like 6 to 10 years ago. So like, I think whoever moved or whatever happened, just kind of made it a hollow shell. So I don't think LA is a really cool place really anymore. OC in Orange County, San Diego, freaking love those areas. But yeah, would you ever see yourself getting a house out there, like in that area, or?
Only San Diego. I told all my friends this. I'm like, yo, if I'm going to move to San Diego, I got to be on Sunset Cliffs.
You really like those rocks, man. You really
Dude.
like those cliffs.
Dude, Sunset Cliff, that is the most gorgeous place I think I've seen in so long. Just something about it that just gets me.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, something being on the water.
Yeah.
Something's magical about it. And it also is like a peaceful serenity
Yes.
thing. I think especially for us, how much digital entrepreneurs are in their head. They're always thinking about the marketing or the Stripe account or the funnel, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Like just peace and quiet. And
Yeah, dude.
being able to actually think on something completely different is also why I moved out here, to be near the water. But it's magical, man.
Man, like when I was on the boat, people kept asking me, why did you go alone? I was like, silence is the best medicine. And everybody liked that response. So just give me some
pretty good
fucking
one.
silence.
It's like
dude.
serial killer vibes, but I agree because I don't listen to music in the car. I just want quiet. Like I don't.
You don't listen to music in the car?
No.
Damn,
Maybe
I can't drive without music. If I'm in the car, dude, and it's silent, I'm like, fuck, dude, like someone hit me, do something.
You want the action.
Yeah.
You want the stimulation. No, I'm like, I just want quiet. I mean, I'll listen to music in a car. I don't think I'm fucking psycho, guys. But like most of the time, I just want peace and quiet, man, because so much action happens. And
See, I like
that was a place for
listening.
me to
I like listening to
meditate.
music in the shower. That's
Yeah,
my
you
thing
sing?
too.
You sing?
Oh, dude, I sing in the shower. Hell yeah, bro.
Are you like a Mariah Carey or like a Tupac? Like, what's your vibe in the shower?
I'm like a Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swiftie, huh?
Yeah, dude. I like the showers where you walk in and you could fucking run around in there. You know, like you could just like.
What are you talking about? Like a community shower, you fucking psycho? He's at the YMCA just making laps.
No, like the ones where like if you walk, like the glass and everything has got a little place to sit. You can actually like stand around and actually have space.
Oh, they meant like running laps. Like I thought you
Oh,
were a track star in the bathroom. Like this guy.
I had a
got little
shower
spoiled.
at the old house in Tampa that I was in. And that was the best shower of all time. And then we had to leave. Someone wanted to buy the house. I didn't have money at the time like that.
Yeah.
And like, fuck, dude. Like, we gave up that shower. And I said, if I'm ever going to buy a home again, that's going to be the shower that I get.
Interesting. So it was big enough, had space. That's why I like the high ceilings here too. Like,
Dude.
want space. I hate.
You get a lot of
the
natural light with this. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Natural light, studio light, bunch of fucking like. It's awesome. It's awesome. So thank you. Appreciate it. Also got all these balls over here. We'll have to make a B-roll video to look at all these balls. It's like 20 different chandelier balls. It's freaking awesome. They like glow. Pretty cool. But anyways, but yeah, man. So let's talk about the events a little bit again. So what can people learn at the events? How do they tap into you there? And like, what do they do?
So I'm really trying to do something different in the ad space because I feel like everybody just runs funnels and like adds to a book call. And I'm like, how else can I like change the space a little bit and do something a little bit different? So it's like, all right, let's run free events. We go around different cities and we just give them value in person. Like we go over their offers and we do like landing pages. We go through funnels. We go through hacks and tricks about conversion. We go through the actual like launching ads, what to look for, budgeting, stuff like that. And then we go through like KPIs. So also there's a whole section on sales. Like it's basically everything that they would need as like a fundamental level of like what they should know or the mistakes to avoid on like how to run ads online. Because people will do shit online. They're like, oh, I help people with their childhood traumas. I'm a life coach. And I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. Okay, like I can't do the life coach shit.
Yeah.
Or like manifestation and all this crap. I'm like, bro, like you need an actual offer.
Yeah, it's a little too far out there. Like, and even if they can provide the transformation, there's such a big sales process there. Like, so much NAPQ, so much. What's the other one? With neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, something. Whatever. Yeah, NLP. There we go. So much has to happen for that person to be in the right emotional state versus like, hey, I can solve your health problem by buying my coaching product or my coaching product.
It's just a harder sell. And like I go through sales process and touch points and like appointment reminders and like what your before or call video should look like. Like we go through a ton of shit, like objection handling, sales script, all that fun jazz. I go through video scripts. Like it's really like this kind of like a refinement pack on like, hey, before you spend another dollar on ads, like you should come to the event. And like, you're going to find something in each section that you can take and go home with and make money with.
Yeah, I had gone to the event that you hosted here in Miami or Brickell, whatever. And it was a really good event, man. You had full packed house. It was really valuable. Yeah. Your email guy is Troy?
Troy Erickson. Yeah.
Cool. Troy, stud. He was some really cool stuff on email that I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good refresher. Because sometimes when you build businesses, you're like not fully up to date on the newest fucking click or whatever you need to make. So really cool stuff. So I definitely encourage you guys to go check out Jason's events. Obviously on a tour here, he gave you 5 states. He'll list all 40 or 50 cities or whatever he's doing. No, but 20 for the next few months. This will be out. So where can they find you? Where can they connect with you, Jason? We've covered a lot today. Yeah. So where can they keep in touch?
Follow me on Instagram at the Jason Wojo, YouTube Jason Wojo. And if you go to, I have a new personal brand website.
McLarenboy.com. I reroute to him.
Officialjasonwojo.com. We just had the book go out, ads that sell, and then I have my t-shirts that came out. Dude,
the t-shirts.
They just came out yesterday. Everyone's an entrepreneur till the invoice comes. Bro, that quote is getting fucking shared everywhere.
It's so true, man. It's so
like,
true.
Dude, we have so many people sharing the quote, and like I just posted it yesterday, and 3 people bought the shirt already without even marketing it. So it's like, dude, people really fucking like that quote.
That one's a really good one. There's another one, just no refunds, period. Like my buddy. You launched that one. You're like, hell yeah, no refunds. We love that. No, but that's a really good one too. And it's really important that quote encompasses so much about the person doubting themselves to not pay and get the transformation. And also just like fucking grow a pair. Let's roll. Let's actually get some stuff done and stop being in the same spot.
And I was like, yo, the way you do one thing, we do everything else.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can't pay an invoice, I mean, yeah, there's some that you got to think about a little bit, but like, obviously, like, if it's beneficial for you, like, just fucking pay the shit.
If it's a business expense, especially if it's under 5 figures, in the beginning, like, that's an easy invoice that you should take care of. If it's multiple 5 figures, 6 figures, whatever, it's like, okay, integration, who's really going to do it?
Yeah, it takes more time.
Am I going to actually do it? Like, it takes a little bit more thought. So,
of course.
Well, awesome, man. Well, appreciate you hopping on. And if you guys found value and you guys liked our jokes, you can go ahead and like and subscribe here at the Modern Way Podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.